we're going to talk about things that are going to trigger people. Maybe it won't trigger you, but it's going to trigger somebody. So it
It'll
is
trigger them.
unseen.
It'll be triggered.
Well, Tommy wants you all triggered at the end of the day.
I mean, that's the only true version of woke, honestly, to be enlightened, to be aware.
Right.
Like,
Oh
it's
yeah.
funny how the right wingers literally use woke as a, oh, you're woke? Bro, woke means awake. It means you're asleep. Opposite of sleep, awoke is sleep. So you sleep.
Right. And you got
They're
to check
ridiculous, bro.
out. You got to be aware of what's going on in your
I'm aware.
community. Hell yeah.
And the
Yes, we
police
are.
are at it again, we
Yes.
see.
As we see.
Being aware of that. It's funny. So they have no idea why the Scorpion unit had Tyree Nichols in the first place. It's
Oh,
the chief.
yeah.
The chief.
Let's
Chief
talk about
Selling
that
Davis
real
said. She said it's unclear why he was even stopped. She doesn't
Right.
even know. It's unclear if Jeffrey Epstein was in federal prison and killed himself, committed suicide. It's unclear how this man got brought up in a freezer. He froze to death in a freezer. How did that happen? At the same
And
way.
you know what's crazy, guys? The person that exposed this is without a job, but everyone that covered it up, they still got a job.
Let's just explain like the situation. So say the
Yeah.
situation.
So let's go to the clip. I'm gonna just play. Well, this is from a local news. I apologize,
Alabama.
news station here in Alabama.
Begin with breaking news in Walker County tonight, where a lawsuit has been filed against the sheriff and other jail officials. Good evening to you. I'm Ben Hoover.
I'm Sherry Jackson. The family of Anthony Mitchell, who died while in police custody last month, has filed a wrongful death lawsuit. CBS 42's Carly Lang joins us live in studio with what we know about this case right now. Carly?
This is one of the most appalling case of jail abuse the
You're
country
damn right
has
it
seen.
is.
That's the first line of this nearly
I don't know, the most
40-page
appalling?
lawsuit filed on behalf
It's kinda like a
of
Saturday
Anthony
for these
Tony
guys,
Mitchell's family.
honestly.
Yeah.
We have obtained
Oh, yeah.
surveillance video from inside the jail showing
Where's
Mitchell
Sandra
being
Bland?
carried out and placed in a sheriff's patrol unit.
Where'd
As
she
we
go?
reported last week, this video
God,
contradicts
I
the
don't know.
statement we
so
received
sad.
from
Where
the
the
sheriff's
fuck is
office
Sandra Bland?
about Mitchell's
I don't know.
condition when he left the jail. We do want to warn you this video may be disturbing to some viewers. Claims made in this lawsuit give a closer look into
Look,
what Mitchell's family
that's
believes
crazy.
happened to him during his 2 weeks in
dragging
the
him
Walker
out.
County Jail. According to court documents, Mitchell froze to death. The lawsuit states he arrived at the hospital with a body temperature of 72 degrees.
That's
That
wild.
lawsuit claims Mitchell was likely placed in a restraint chair in the jail kitchen's walk-in freezer or a similar environment and left there for hours. Now, since obtaining this video and receiving this lawsuit, we did reach out to the Walker County Sheriff's Office for comment. We have not yet heard back at this time. If you would like to take a closer look at this lawsuit, you can find this story on our website at cbs42.com. Now, this is an ongoing investigation. Be sure to stay tuned to CBS 42 News on air and online as more details. But
So
It's an ongoing investigation.
ongoing.
It's ongoing. Ongoing
Yeah.
investigation.
Yeah, and they didn't go into detail, but when you read further into the article, guys, this was covered up. There was no mention of it. The only reason why it's out on the news now is because a police officer decided to be a good cop and expose it, and she did, and then she got fired. So,
She better watch her back, bro. Across the
but
board.
you know, the sad part is that when you
Gangsters.
are an activist in police brutality, this is very common. You see the cover-ups. You see, for instance, what's happening right now with Stephanie Washington's case in New Haven. She was shot by a Yale police officer, a college police officer, in her own neighborhood, adjacent from the Yale campus. And she was also shot by a Hamden police officer who was just coming in across the border and shot at a New Haven resident. And Yale is trying to say
What is
that,
a university cop doing with a gun? What the fuck?
dude, I know,
In New England.
I know.
Did
I
they
know.
give him guns? Shit.
Yes, they are
I could have
strapped.
died. I could have
They're
died
strapped.
while going to college, bro. I'm so glad I
Right.
didn't cross these guys.
It's
Fuck.
unheard of. and they didn't even shoot a student. And I hope they never shoot a student. They shot a kid in her early 20s that was just hanging out with her boyfriend.
What was the reason that they gave? Do you remember that?
So we're getting off topic, but we got to talk about this. No, this is my fault. I brought it up.
I have to know this.
It reminds me. Yeah, it reminds me of this situation. So Paul Witherspoon was her boyfriend, and he got into an argument with somebody at the gas station, and they called the cops on him and said that he was like, being an asshole and all that stuff like that. So, the cops, they did their little investigation, and since it was like at the borderline, one of the Hamden cops came in, and yeah, they shot up their car, and she got shot in the face. And one of the bullets that shot her in the face was traced to the Yale police officer, but now Yale is saying that they have no proof that that's the officer's bullet, and they're denying that that's the officer's bullet. That's a whole nother debate.
Let's just look up all of the people that went to Yale that decided that.
Right.
Let's
Right.
So your question: did Alabama police cover up freezing man to death? Yes. The more, I think, deeper question is like, how are we seeing this is like not really an appalling like display of what the cops do when they're bored.
You shouldn't be surprised.
They're dogs. They're literal dogs. Why do you become a cop? For power. Right. You don't want to work those hours. You don't want to put yourself in immediate danger because why? You want to better your community? Like 10% do. 90% of them were bullies in high school, were nerds, and they want power. They have a power complex. They killed and defecated on animals. They had drug dependencies like cocaine and fucking NoDoz. They crunch them while they're waiting for you to stop you, and they need just a reason to inflict pain. As pain is literally something that they think is funny. So these guys are literal animals. These police.
Yeah, and when
I don't think training is going to help. Honestly, I think we literally have to stop the police. We have to defund the police. And I say again, defund the police. And every time anybody says, don't defund the police, well, you want to have the police? Guess what, guys? I don't need police because when people call the police, it makes the situation worse. It escalates the situation. They want to know what everybody's doing. They want to know what's in everybody's pockets. They want to know what everybody smells like. They want to know all these things, guys. Whenever you call a police officer, it means that things are going to get worse. Yeah. And that's what the trend is. We literally know it. These people have a behavior that's it's literally documented. What's his name? Chauvin, leaning on a neck. These people think it's fun. They think it's kind of fun. So
and
this is who the people are that are protecting us.
Yeah.
And why do they feel that way? Because there's a lot of pressure. There's a lot of quotas.
Yeah. When you talk about
literally, I'm sorry. It just pisses me off. When I saw this, you sent me this. When you sent me this, it's like, how many times are we going to watch the fucking police do animal things, barbaric, draconian things, just out of fun and spite and a power complex? And then how many times are we going to blame single mothers or Mexicans? How many? It's the immigrants. Guys, look at the fucking pictures and see who was carried out of a freezer.
Carried out.
Think about that. Was it the single mothers, guys, that did that? There were no single mothers. Was there any immigrants? Illegal immigrants? Was there No, there wasn't. Yep. So, guys, fuck you and pay attention. Get woke.
I mean, listen, like, anyway, when we talk about, like, oh, no, you're fine. No, dude, the anger is justifiable.
It's just so frustrating, bro.
People have to understand that this is just literally, especially as us being black. Yes, this was a white guy, and it happens to them, too. So when they try to say it doesn't, they are also harmed. White men are also harmed by the police a lot.
We have the statistics on the show. Jamar had the statistics, guys. They literally broke their record in brutality.
It's all.
And they're all aware of Black Lives Matter.
Everybody. Yeah.
They have police body cams. They still can't control themselves, guys.
And the arrest and the targeting is more rampant in the urban communities, but we cannot overlook what happens in the suburbs and in the country as well too. So when you talk about how they enjoy this is actually factual. You do see hundreds and hundreds of accounts of them laughing at the pain that they cause, especially with this with this guy who had mental health issues, which is another thing that people have to understand. Majority of people murdered by police have mental health issues. This is very, very common,
Or they're
especially
poor and have no getting.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then when they do the safety checks, you're basically sending an assassin. A lot of people get murdered with safety checks.
So I feel like white people know this already. And so when they call the police because some black person is listening to music too loud, or when they call the police because somebody's being noisy in the store, I feel like that's actually, they know that it's a death warrant for us.
Yeah.
So what do you think? What do you think about that, Jamar? The fact that they still do it, knowing they know what's going to happen if they do that. So they want to kill us.
Remember this girl that was in the Remember this girl that was in NYC? She was basically calling the cops on this guy that was like bird watching. It was a black guy who was gay, and he was bird watching. I can't think of her name, but she literally said that I can call the cops right now, and they will come and get you and F you up. Like, she said it like as in a power of authority that she has the capability of doing this if she wanted to. So yeah, that gives you how they like to use the police for their beatdown crews.
I just think it's the disregard of human life. Like, we're literally, we are expressing that over and over and over again with the people in tent cities. Like, our economics, our inflation is based on raising rates to get people to not be able to afford the cost of living, and their wages are stagnant. It's like literally built to get you into prison because of poverty, because of desperation, and then get you to work. It's like literally slavery. Yep. It's funny because they made slaves back in the day. Then they couldn't do slavery anymore because of the war. So they did sharecropping, and they got you on their fields that way. And you couldn't afford the land that they promised you ever. Then all of a sudden, there's a free market.
Yeah.
The free market is the third ring of slavery. I just want you to know that.
Yeah.
Guys.
And what is the solution? So we know that this guy, they literally were there. When you read more about what happened to him, they were basically leaving him there, and they were joking about him being in there. They even had other police go look into the window to check him out and laugh while he was being unresponsive. He was basically their entertainment for the day. And I guess they took it seriously when they found out that he was dead. And then they didn't want to say anything about it. Yep, that's what we need to know. We need no names.
The ongoing investigation.
This is ongoing, so we don't know
ongoing.
Who made the decision, who was the ones laughing. We don't have all that information.
I guess this is not a one-off. I guess the Tyree Nichols thing was a one-off. I guess it's never going to happen again where we get the information.
Right.
It took a black woman to get fucking transparent with the country. So do you think that this story is going to just dissipate and people are going to forget about it because it was a white person that was frozen to death in the freezer?
Yeah, probably. And that's another thing with identity politics. We need to understand that we have working class issues. And yes, Black Lives Matter is just as important as any other group that's fighting against police brutality. But they need to come together instead of just saying, "Oh, it's just a black thing." It's more than that. It's a working class issue.
It is a working class thing.
And we need police. And we need police to understand this. And if they don't, then we need to abolish police. And then we need to bring up a system that brings up better public safety.
Be responsible.
And also looks at what crime really is. Are we really going to put somebody away for years just because they stole because they were hungry? Are we going to put somebody away for years just because they stole because they didn't have clothes? Like, we need to really reevaluate this system. It's sad that 2 million people of our population is in these prisons. 25% of our population, I think, is more than that. And our prisons are bigger than any other country in the world.
Thanks for joining us today at Tommy Nation Politics. And don't forget to think responsibly. Free thinking, innovative, and totally open-minded. Tommy Nation Politics.
Hey guys, this is Tommy Nation Politics. How's everyone doing today?